There's been something on my mind lately, and it's regarding the entire idea of love and finding relationships and being with a girl in general, right? So, lately in the past few weeks, I've been going on some dates with this really nice girl, and she's really, really nice. And I mean it, man. She's amazing, right? I'm not gonna go into great detail because I want this to be private, but she's an amazing human being, and I really like her. And she has all of these amazing traits that you would like to have in a partner and somebody that you want to spend a long time with. You could say that she's not degenerate. She's not like most girls that you see out there. She's not like the most girls that you're gonna find on Tinder or Instagram or Snapchat or whatever, right? She's the kind of girl that really cares about life, and she cares about her family, and she cares about herself. And you can see it. She has amazing grades in school. She's a wonderful human being. She's hardworking. She's loving. She's caring. You can tell she takes care of herself, and it's amazing, right? And I myself, for I think almost a year now, ever since I was my actual last relationship, like a year ago, there's been a few times when I said, yeah, you know what, I'm not going to care about relationships anymore. I'm just going to move on with my own life. I'm going to do what I want to do and focus on yourself, king, and whatever, right? I just kept trying to make better YouTube videos, and I did. I made better YouTube videos. I improved my technique, and I managed to grow this YouTube channel to 520 subscribers or something like that. It's amazing, but I've managed to do a lot of things in this time. I've improved my health significantly. I've given up on a lot of things in that time, and I learned a lot about myself. And yet I still felt like there was something missing. I still felt like I wanted to be in a relationship. I still felt like I needed that. I needed to have this sense of love and belonging that you would get from a certain relationship like that. And so all the time, even though I was like consciously telling myself, you know what, I'm not gonna do this, and I don't want this, and it's not gonna be good for me, and I'd rather just focus on myself. Oh yeah, like Sigma grindset mode or something. But in the end, subconsciously I realized that this is actually what I wanted for myself and from other people out there. I wanted to find a nice girl to be with. I wanted to find a nice girl that I could spend more time with and that I could be closer with. That I could say that I belong to some extent, and that she belongs to me to some extent. I really wanted that, and I kept looking for it everywhere. I kept trying to look for it on the street. I kept trying to be with girls and talk to girls from my school, from the gym, from all different kinds of places, right? A lot of girls. I did try, and there were a few nice girls, that I met, but none of the relationships were nothing worked, right? None of these things ever got rejected, or we kind of talked a little bit and then just boom, nothing, right? So it was all dead ends everywhere. And you could say that I got used to it. You could say that this was a lifestyle. This was an idea of my life that I could get accustomed to, that I'm just gonna keep trying to approach girls and whatever, and that I'm just gonna get rejected. I'm just gonna keep going, right? And that, at some point, at some undetermined point in the future, I'm gonna find a nice girl to be with, right? That was the idea. I mean, I wouldn't go out there and try to pursue relationships if I knew that there was nothing that I would get out of it. So I was still expecting, to find love and be in a relationship. But weirdly enough, once I actually got in this relationship, once I actually realized that, well, I've been on like 3 dates with this girl, and we hit it off, and she's amazing, and she likes me, and I like her, and I think about her all the time and whatever. You could say that I am in a relationship with her. I mean, you could say that, we're dating, right? And the moment that I realized that, I noticed that I still kept looking at like other girls. You know how you go in this weird mode whenever you're searching for a relationship, where whenever you're trying to talk to cute girls, bro. Even on the street, you're walking on the street and you just see some like random cute girl, and you're staring at her like that, thinking to yourself, man, what if I went there and approached her and got her number and yada yada yada. Your imagination just sees a random girl on the street and just does an entire story out of it, right? You know how it is, right? You probably know. And so I kept doing this even after I started dating this really nice girl. I still kept doing it without even realizing it, like not even consciously saying, oh yeah, like I don't really like this girl. I'm just trying to look for some. No, I was not looking for somebody else. I was genuinely trying to focus my attention on this girl. And while walking on the street, I see some random girl pass by, or in class, or whatever. And my mind, like subconsciously, just does that, and it's so damn annoying. And I'm like consciously trying to stop it, and I can tell I'm making good progress towards there. And I'm making good progress towards actually realizing that I'm in a relationship now, and that this is the norm. Like I'm not just gonna be allowed to keep scanning for girls and keep looking for girls and whatever as I used to. Like have this weird subconscious mind process going on even when I'm with this nice girl, even when I don't need to do that anymore. And this is the point of this video that I made. A lot of us, we tend to believe that, and we make this mistake, I believe, that we just think to ourselves, you know what, I'm just gonna keep looking for girls. I'm gonna, it doesn't matter how many girls I'm gonna try to be with, and get rejected. At some point, I'm gonna find the one, right? And maybe for some people, it's much easier to steer away from this kind of subconscious mind processing and this idea that you're still looking for a relationship, Maybe for some people, it's easier to get away from that, but for me, it wasn't. Because for such a big portion of my life, I'm only 17, but, for what, several years I've been doing this, and it's a part of my life, but it's just, for such a long time, I've been looking, trying to find a relationship. I've been talking to girls and everything, and only once it's worked. Only once. Out of like tens of times, years. And so once it happens again, and I get into a really, really nice relationship with a girl that I actually like, I cannot even believe it. My mind cannot actually comprehend the idea that, okay, we've shifted away from everything. We need to accustom to this new way of life where you're not looking at any other girls, where you're not actively thinking to yourself, you see a random girl on the street, what if I went to her and asked her number and she actually said yes, and whatever, we go on dates, whatever, right? What if I don't do that? Like, this is the new norm. I don't have to do this anymore. From now on, I just have to focus all of my attention when I can and when I'm with her on this girl. On this one girl, nobody else. I mean, no other girl, right, essentially. Because you don't want to focus all your attention on one girl. I don't think that's a healthy way to go about it, but it's weird, isn't it? We have all of these mind processes that we just get accustomed to without even realizing it. And then in the end, when we actually get what we want, it's so hard for us to actually get accustomed to the new norm, to the new idea that we've been looking for, we've been trying to find, we've been trying to get for so long. Maybe this is why some people have like this imposter syndrome, where they feel like they don't deserve what they've achieved. Because for such a long part of their life, they've been trying to get that thing. And once they have it, maybe it's by luck, maybe it's by hard work. Most of the time it's by hard work. It's rarely by luck. They get it. And they're used to the entire idea, to the entire journey, the entire process of getting there, of getting to that thing that they wanted. And now that they have that thing, they don't know where to go. They don't know what they should be doing. They don't know what else they should be doing. And this was partially my kind of feeling. This was my state of mind when I first realized that I might be in a relationship with this girl. I mean, we've been going on dates. I really like her. She likes me. I can tell that she likes me. It's like, I guess this is it. I guess I've made it. I guess I've done it. But it's still, at the same time, it's so weird, isn't it? But we need to be aware of the fact that this is what we're trying to get to. We're not just trying to keep endlessly going down this journey of dopamine, of trying to pursue, because dopamine is the hormone of pursuing, right? You're pursuing, it's trying to get that thing that you want. It's not getting the thing, it's pursuing the thing. That's what dopamine does. And when you're just going on down this journey of like, you have like a bunch of dopamine in your system that's just making you pursue this girl, to pursue this relationship. That's cool and all, right? You can get accustomed to it, but once you get out of it, once you no longer have to pursue, but now you have to maintain and you have to grow, that's a different kind of lifestyle. That's a different kind of way of thinking. That's a different way to handle all of these things that you previously thought that you wanted. And now it's here and you don't know what the hell you should do, isn't it? It's weird, isn't it? It's just... sometimes it worries me that I'm doing things and like the old way, I'm doing things in the old way, and that it's like somehow I'm imprisoned by my own way of thinking. I'm imprisoned by my own routine, because I've gotten used to just trying to talk to girls and messaging girls and yada yada, talking, and then like at some point telling them and then getting rejected, right? I'm so used to it. But once it happens and you realize that you've actually done it, it's pretty damn weird and sometimes even difficult to steer away from these routines, from these habits, from this way of thinking, from this mindset that you created, from all of these previous experiences while trying to get that thing. Maybe this is the reason why some people who achieve that success, as I previously mentioned, they feel the imposter syndrome, and, they just cannot get handled. They cannot get accustomed. They cannot handle the idea of having that success in whatever thing they're pursuing. Some of them break, some of them learn the hard way that they need to get accustomed to it. But it's so weird. I mean, what I'm feeling right now is at a much smaller level what some other people are feeling as well. And maybe this is what you've been feeling as well. I do not want this to corrupt my feelings for this girl, my relationship with this girl. Like, I don't want my own stupid routine and way of thought and ideas that I've unconsciously, subconsciously created in my mind distract me away from this girl. I don't want that. She deserves so much more, and I want to be the young man, the man that she deserves, That implies that we have to get rid of this stupid way of thought, that, what the hell are we supposed to do now? And you just get a bit scared that it's not as you thought it would be. Oh my God, and now you just want to steer away from it. Now you're just growing a bit distant from this girl. Don't do that. You need to understand that this journey, once you get into a relationship after such a long time of pursuing and getting rejected or whatever, not having success, and then at some point achieving success, you need to understand that this is part of the journey, and this is like, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with feeling a bit weird about it. Feeling a bit weird about the fact that, well, damn, like, all of this has led to this, and now I have it. What the hell am I supposed to do? Don't get freaked out when you get to the point, where you're asking yourself, what now? What's next? Don't get scared. Don't get freaked out. Don't panic. But realize that this is part of the journey, and realize that so many more beautiful things are to come now. You've reached the next level. It's like, in a video game, when you've been playing for such a long time at level 5, you've been maxing out everything, right, at level 5. You know that level perfectly. You've been playing War Thunder with the same tanks, and you've been grinding the new tanks, and you can still see the progress bar of that new tank that you want to get, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Once you have it, you think to yourself, well, what now? I've never played with this tank. I have no idea how to play with this tank. You get to the new level, you get to level 6, well, what now? All of the progress that I made in level 5 is gone. I'm in level 6. I've went to level farther from this. What now? Don't panic, but try to set some goals for yourself. Try to set the new goals. What would you naturally do once you get from level 5 to level 6? Well, you complete level 6 and go to level 7 and so on. You'd go from 0 to 100% again and again. You'd go down this path, you'd go down this journey again. And this is the same thing that you need to do now. This is exactly what you need to do now. We need to pursue bigger goals. We need to have higher expectations and higher standards from ourselves. Once we've reached the point where we have gotten in that relationship that we wanted for so long, for years, once we've reached that point, we need to sit down with ourselves for a second, take in a deep breath and say, I've gone to this point. I don't want to lose it. I mean, of course, if the relationship doesn't work for any reason, it's not the end of the world, because you have still gained so much that you wouldn't have otherwise gained. But you don't want it to end naturally. You don't want to just have the entire relationship end because of your own fault, because of your own fear and insecurity of it. And so you need to set some goals for yourself. You need to calm down a little bit and think to yourself, well, what is it that I want to get out of this? What is it that I want to do in order to improve this woman's life that I'm with? What is it that I wish to achieve with my own hands during this time that I think will make my life and her life beautiful? What are all the things that I've wished that I could do? What are all the things that I've wanted to do with, like the girl, dreaming about it all of this time? Set some goals for yourself. Set new goals. Make new progress. But don't freak out. Don't get distant, because we can do this without even realizing it, It's so easy to just distance yourself away from somebody that you like just because you're a bit scared. Not because you don't like the person, not because they're suddenly unattractive for some reason, not because of any other reason like that. Just simply because you're scared. You're a bit freaked out. You've never gotten to this point. Be careful, man, If you've been pursuing love and relationships for such a long time, you're bound to find one. And when you're going to find that one, it's going to be nice and it's going to be beautiful. You don't want to ruin it like this. So keep that in mind. Set new goals, set new expectations, set higher standards for yourself, and strive to achieve them. Don't get complacent, because complacency kills. In the both physical term and in the psychological term as well. Keep that in mind. I hope this video helped you. If you want, you can subscribe to my self-improvement YouTube channel. You can like this video, you can share this video with other people. You can join my self-improvement Discord server, and you can also go on a free self-improvement one-to-one coaching call with me. I have a Calendly link and a Discord link, everything that you need in the description of this video. So yeah, man, take care of yourself, and keep in mind that we have new levels to strive towards. We have new ways to look at life that we need to get to. But if we want to get there, we need to understand that we're going to have to face the unknown. And it's going to be weird. Sometimes it's going to feel a bit weird, but it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. Set new goals, set new expectations. Keep pushing forward, man. Trust you. Have a nice day, bro.